Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Just definitely a dham. So we are all sitting in the dham right now. Talking about Sri Guruvayurappan, I am referring to this book written authored by Balan Putheri. So this you can get in the temple campus, this book. So I have studied it long back. I will just see what I can recall. So this Guruvayurappan temple was established in the beginning of Kali Yuga. Primarily, in the beginning of one of the kalpas, I think it was Padma Kalpa. Kalpa is one day of Brahma. Just like we have 30 days in a month, so similarly there are 30 different names of the Brahma's month. So in the Padma Kalpa primarily according to Bhagavatam means the Kalpa or the day of the month or the year when Brahma had emerged from the body of Lord Vishnu on a Padma or a lotus flower. Basically on the birthday of Brahma. Lord Brahma was entrusted the charge of creation, doing the secondary creation. The Bhagavatam has 10 topics, Atra, Sarga and Visarga. Visarga means secondary creation. So Brahma was not able to do the secondary creation properly. So he had a lot of anxiety and he started praying to the Lord. My dear Lord, please help me. You only gave me this seva. Now you have to empower me to do this seva also. So at that time, when he was praying to the Lord, Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govinda, or the Lord, appeared there. And he said, I am very pleased with your prayers, Lord Brahma. Please take this deity of mine, which is non-different from me, and then worship it daily, and then Divya Jnana Hriday Prakashito. Everything which is needed for you to make further spiritual advancement, or everything which is needed for you to do the seva, will be revealed to you in the core of the heart by me. As it is said in the first verse of Bhagavatam also. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kaviye Muhyanti Yat Surya. So that deity which Lord Brahma received in the beginning of the Padma Kalpa was this Guruvayurappan deity. So we cannot begin to calculate how old it is. We don't know such kind of mathematics. So it's not just a Swayambhu deity. A Swayambhu deity is a form of the Lord which has manifested on its own. It is not just a Swayambhu deity. It is a Swayambhu deity which has been given by the Lord himself also. So Brahma ji continued worshipping that deity. And over a period of time, this deity was later on passed on to some devotees of the Lord. Those devotees, I remember Prishni and Sutapa. Prishni Garbha was the incarnation of the Lord, which was begotten by Prishni and Sutapa. How many of you remember that section of Bhagavatam where Dhruv Maharaj is praying and the Lord within 6 months comes and gives darshan? All of you remember? And what is the feeling of Dhruv Maharaj at that time when he sees the Lord? How does he feel? What are the thoughts which are coming in his heart? Yes? Sthanabhilashi, tapasi sthitoham. My dear Lord, in desire of some material thing, Sthanabhilashi, tapasi sthitoham, I sat down in tapasya. Tvam praptvan dev muni indra guhyam. But now I have attained you, who is very difficult to be attained by devatas, muni, and even Indra. You are a secret for them. Kachan vichin one api divya ratnam. I wanted a kingdom bigger than my great grandfather Brahma. That desire seems to be like broken pieces of glasses when I have got your darshan now. Your darshan is like some rare jewel. And this desire for having a kingdom greater than Brahma is like a broken piece of glass. Swamin kritarthosmi varam nayacha. My dear Lord, I am fully satisfied in the core of my heart. I don't want anything. So Dhruva was seeing Prishni Garbha. So in this way, the Prishni and Sutapa were also worshipping this Guruvayurappan deity. And later on it was passed, and ultimately it has been documented in the book that the same deity was being worshipped by Lord Krishna also himself. Now question comes, why is Lord Krishna worshipping himself? The Bhagavad Gita says, Yad yad acharati shreshthas tad tad evataro janaha. Whatever activities a great man does, the common men follow. So Krishna is worshipping himself. So all of us should make our own deity, or probably take our selfie, put it on our bedroom, or probably why to do that much, put a mirror and just stand in front of the mirror with a agarbatti, just worship your beautiful face, offer flowers to yourself. We should all do that. Ahangropasana, it is called Ahangropasana. So Srila Prabhupada explains in the Krishna book that we are all supposed to meditate on Sri Hari. And Hari, in order to set the standard, was also meditating on Sri Hari. However, Mahabharata says that when Hari goes in meditation, he goes on the meditation of his devotees. But officially we are explained that because Krishna has no one else to meditate upon other than himself, so he meditates upon himself. This is not Ahangropasana. So Krishna was also worshipping this very beautiful Swayambhu deity of Guruvayurappan. Now question comes, why the name Guruvayurappan comes there? So when Krishna was winding up his pastimes, before the Maushala Leela has happened, Maushala Leela is that Leela where the Lord takes everybody to Prabhas Kshetra and everybody is in a very transcendental way killed by each other, or rather let's say they quit their material bodies and they go to their original abodes. The demigods went to the heavenly abodes and other people went to their abodes. So the Lord also goes to his heavenly supreme abode. Before this pastime has happened, the Lord has called Uddhava and he has handed over this deity, saying that, my dear Uddhava, this deity is not different from Mahavishnu himself. You please find a suitable place which is as auspicious as Dwarka and get it installed. And then Uddhava's spiritual master was Brihaspati. So he went and handed it over to his spiritual master that, see, the Lord is about to disappear and he has already given me one more seva. The seva given to Uddhava was, go to Badrik Ashram. I have, Krishna told that when I descended in this material world, where is Ashok? You are able to handle the translation? Pause. Pausing will be a little difficult. I am trying to speaking slowly, but if I stop, my flow of thoughts will stop. As much as possible, you translate. So, when Krishna was there, he was talking to Uddhava, he was saying that, see, in this Leela, I gave my audience to everybody. I met the Pandavas. I went to South India also and I met my devotees. I was myself moving around all the time. But somehow, I didn't get a chance to meet the devotees of Badrik Ashram. Especially Nar and Narayan are also there. And other devotees are also there. So my dear Uddhava, you please go to Badrik Ashram and explain to them how I am disappearing and what is the confidential nature of my name, form, qualities, pastimes. Basically, a messenger. So Uddhava was saying, see, the Lord has already made me a messenger and he has asked me to depart immediately. But before giving this instruction, he gave another instruction to establish this deity in a nice place. So my dear Brihaspati, I don't have time, you please take care of this. The Lord has disappeared now, and Uddhava has also gone to Badrikashram. At that time, Brihaspati, the guru of all the demigods, along with Vayu, or the wind demigod, they started looking for an auspicious place which is as auspicious as Dwarka to establish this deity. As they are very nicely scanning and examining where this deity should be put up, they ended up here. This place was earlier a Rudra Tirtha, a place of Lord Shiva. How many of you remember the section of Puranjana in Srimad Bhagavatam? Around 20 chapters, Puranjana. And after the section of Puranjana comes the sections of the Prachetas. How many of you remember that? Do you remember the Prachetas? They went to a place where they found a lake which was very enchanting. Different kinds of flowers were growing there. The water of that lake was as still and as peaceful as the mind of great sages. And as soon as they came there, they became so happy that they decided to stay there and do their devotional service. As soon as they came there and they started chanting the holy names of the Lord, Lord Shiva appeared there, and out of some inconceivable kindness and mercy, spoke to them the Rudra Gita. How many of you remember this pastime? Rudra Gita is the personal meditation of the Lord Shiva. How Lord Shiva begins his meditation. All of you must have seen Lord Shiva sitting like this most of the time. So how he starts his meditation, and what is his meditation, and what does he meditate upon, and what are the other details, everything is described in Rudra Gita. That Rudra Gita has been recited in this place, where the temple of Guruvayur is there. However, that lake is no longer visible to the material eyes. Or maybe say, materially speaking, that lake has got divided into smaller lakes. But spiritually speaking, next to the Guruvayur temple should be a lake, a very big lake, where this pastime of Prachetas was happened, where the Rudra Gita was spoken. Various very beautiful verses are there. So this was a Rudra Tirtham, this was a place of Lord Shiva. When Guru, Brihaspati and Vayu are looking for a nice place, at that time Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, they invite them that you please come here and establish the deity here. And because you Guru and you Vayu have been doing this seva, so therefore this deity will be called as Guruvayur. And because he is the father of everybody, so Guruvayur. So it was Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati who moved from this Rudra Tirtham, and they went to another place called Mamiyur, which is close to the Guruvayur temple. And it was Lord Shiva only who performed the first puja of Guruvayur deity. Lord Parashuram was also there. This whole tract of Kerala has been created by Lord Parashuram. Earlier this land was not there. So he wanted some land for himself, so he created this land. He brought it out from the water, he brought it out from nowhere. So whole Kerala is a gift of Lord Parashuram to us. So Parashuram ji was also there. So Parashuram ji, Brihaspati and Vayudev, Lord Shiva, Mother Parvati, Lord Brahma, these were the first worshippers of the Guruvayur temple. And this establishment of Guruvayur deity in this area happened in the beginning of Kali Yuga, just when Lord Krishna had departed. Now as the Guruvayur deity has been established, so now Vishwakarma was invited to build a magnificent temple. So I do not know much architectural details, I am not an architectural expert. But I have heard from my seniors that the construction of the temple is such that the rays of the sun, when the sun rises, it falls on the lotus feet of the Lord. So that is the kind of celestial construction which has been done. And there are some other details also. Those who are experts, they can tell you more. But this is the main detail which I remember. That when the sun rises, of course not in all the seasons of the year, on a particular season, the first rays of the sun, they fall on the lotus feet of the Lord. So that is the level of detail which has been handled. So you see, Guruvayur Temple follows, or rather fulfills, the criteria of Divya Kshetra also, of a Divya Desham also. And there are many pastimes of the Lord which have happened. So it is a very, very auspicious place to be in. We are very, very fortunate. It is mentioned in the Puranas that only fortunate people can take darshan of the Lord at least once in their human form of life. And today we are going to do that. So this is a little bit brief about the Guruvayur Temple. As I was saying, the rituals, which are spiritual rituals, which are being done and offered to the Lord, they are as old as 5,200 years old. So you will feel the transcendental atmosphere as soon as you go in such temples. So please take full opportunity today. Now I would like to briefly discuss some of the very, we say Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. So there are unlimited devotees of the Lord also. I would like to take a name of few of them. So in the recent times, one of the most famous devotees of Sri Guruvayur is the elephant carrier of Sri Guruvayur, known as Sri Guruvayur Kesavan. Very, very famous elephant. Very beautiful. There is some kind of selection criteria of the elephants also. They generally do a race, and the elephant which wins the race and which has some other criteria like height, and the trunk should be touching the ground, and the tusks should be this big, and the gait should be like this, and the health should be like that. All those details, after seeing this, select the best elephant, and that becomes the servant of the Lord. After that, that elephant is taught various mannerisms, how to behave, how to enter the temple, how to offer obeisances, and how to get up with the deity of the Lord, how to circumambulate, how to do various things. So Kesavan was a very, very famous elephant whom everybody used to like. Now we all know that the Kesavan, or the elephants for that matter, what to speak of elephants, everybody becomes angry. Nobody can say that I don't become angry. I never become angry. Srila Prabhupada in Nectar of Instruction explains, Vacho Vegam Manasah Krodha Vegam. One who has conquered the urge of anger, along with the other 5 urges, is qualified to become a spiritual master. And then Srila Prabhupada explains also how to conquer this anger. Anger, being an emotion coming from the soul only, cannot be subdued. It can only be engaged, or rather channelized in Krishna's service. You cannot subdue your anger. Even great saintly devotees like Hanuman, they also exhibit anger. But they do it for the service of the Lord. So that is the only way to conquer your anger. This tendency, or this urge of anger, was conquered by this Kesavan elephant whenever he used to become angry. he used to go and start circumambulating the temple of the Lord, or try to engage in some seva of the Lord. Once when he lost control, he started running in one of the narrow pathways, and there was a disabled person sitting on the road. Could be, I don't know who, maybe some beggar or someone. And when he saw the big Kesavan elephant coming running towards him, out of fear, just like Gajendra, out of distress, we see Gajendra's photo there. Out of distress, he took the name of the Lord. So in distress, this disabled person also started chanting Govinda, Keshava, Gopinath, Giridhari. And when Kesavan saw that this person is chanting the names of the Lord, you know what he did? He lifted that person with his trunk, put him on the side, and then again started running. That means he had devotional consciousness. He had devotional consciousness. It is sad to see that even in the human form of life, many people do not have this devotional consciousness. So there is a very famous Ekadashi, like we have Ashadha Ekadashi in Pandharpur. Similarly, there is something called as Guruvayur Ekadasi. So one of the major sevas of this Kesavan was to carry the Lord on such Ekadashis or such processions. After a lifetime of service, when it had become old, new elephant had taken its place. He was tied up with some chains and kept in a sanctuary where we will visit today. He was resting there. But on the day of Guruvayur Ekadasi, because every year he was doing this seva, without anybody informing him or without anybody telling him, he comes to know that today is my seva day. In his old, weak situation, he breaks the chains, starts running on the road free of, without any mahavat or without any caretaker, comes in front of the temple. He understands that I cannot go inside the temple. So he stays outside the temple facing the Lord. And in a position, just like Gajendra is offering obeisances, in a position of offering obeisances and bowing down, taking the darshan of the Lord, he quits his body in the Brahma Muhurtha. So these are the devotees of the Lord. Srila Prabhupada explains that bhakti cannot be checked by any material circumstances. That means even if one has an animal body, if somebody has a strong desire, and if somebody has the association of pure devotees, bhakti can be done. However, the intelligence to do the bhakti is awarded only in the human form of life. That is why Srila Prabhupada says that human life is meant, in the Ishopanishad, if you read 17th verse, Srila Prabhupada says, human life is meant for exclusive devotion and nothing else. That means other than bhakti, we should not do any economic development, any socio development, any sense gratification, any rituals, nothing has to be done. That is the mood of our Acharya. That is the mood of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Exclusive devotion. So this is the pastime of Guruvayurappan, and like that there have been some devotees like Narayan Bhattahari, Puntanam, and many devotees, like I'm not able to remember. So Narayan Bhattahari was a very great scholar, and he has composed something called as Narayaniyam. Narayaniyam is a summary of verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, or you can say it is Bhagavatam abridged, Bhagavatam made into a summary of Bhagavatam. Very beautiful, full of devotion. Puntanam is also a great devotee. Used to walk up to the Guruvayur Temple regularly. But he was not a great scholar. So he used to compose his poetries in Malayalam. But his poetries, which were composed in Malayalam, earlier the culture in India was, if you have done or created something which is not in Sanskrit, scholars would not even consider it. They would reject it. If it is not in Sanskrit, that means it's not worth seeing also. So that was the culture. However, if we read the poetry of Puntanam, or the works of Puntanam, we will realize that they contain the essence of Vedanta. Now, how is this possible? A person who has never read the Vedas and the Vedanta, how do they know the essence of the Vedanta? Answer is, Prema Bhakti Jahan Hoite, Avidya Vinasha Jaite. Just like the residents of Vrindavan, they have not studied any Vedas, or they have not gone to Gurukul, they have not practiced celibacy, they have not strictly followed the instructions of Guru. But they know the essence of Vedanta. Why? Because they have Prema Bhakti for Krishna. So Puntanam was a devotee who was at the level of Prema, and whatever he would write, just like our Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, the spiritual master of the foremost scholar, who didn't even, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj could not even know how to sign his name. But the foremost scholar accepted Diksha and Shiksha from him. Why? Because Divya Jnana Hriday Prakashito. We have to understand this science, that 50% of the knowledge is there in the scriptures. In fact, the percentage may vary. A small percentage of the knowledge is there in the scriptures, and a major percentage of the knowledge is there in the heart of the Guru, or the mercy of the Guru Parampara. Lord Brahma also confirms this. Advaitam Acyutam Anadim Anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayauvanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhakto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Vedeshu Durlabham, if somebody has read all the Vedic scriptures, but they will not attain Krishna, Durlabham. But Adurlabham Atma Bhakta, if somebody has taken to the process of bhakti, then Adurlabham, then they will attain Krishna. So this is called mercy of the Guru Parampara. Somehow if we can please the Acharyas, if we can please our spiritual masters, then the real knowledge will germinate in our heart. Divya Jnana Hriday Prakashito. So in the heart of Puntanam, that Divya Jnana was there. So whatever he used to write, people used to relish like anything. Even Narayana Bhattacharya was also relishing the creations of Puntanam. I've heard from my seniors, I cannot give exact reference, but Puntanam would also discuss Bhagavatam with people. And great demigods or great personalities like Lord Shiva also used to come to hear that discussion. So Puntanam, Narayana Bhattacharya, as we will go outside the temple, we will see the deities of all these, just like we have the deity of Balram here, we have the deity of Damodar here. So like that, in front of the temple, we will see deities of Narayana Bhattacharya. These are all great personalities. When you will read Narayaniyam, you will understand. Similarly, Puntanam's deity is also there. How many of you have heard about Bilvamangal Thakur? That famous devotee. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that only a person who is at the stage of bhava can pluck out his eyes so that he may not be distracted from the path of bhakti. We all know that pastime, that how he was attracted to that prostitute Chintamani. And Chintamani told that if this much devotion you had for the Lord, then by now you would have attained him. He becomes very serious. And after that, he takes shelter of spiritual masters and does serious sadhana. During that time, his spiritual masters give him a name, an initiated name called as Leela Sukh. And then, because he was relishing the pastimes. And then later on, the spiritual masters order him that now you can go to Vrindavan and chant Hare Krishna. But on the way of Vrindavan, he got slight distraction by seeing a Brahmin lady. So he plucks out his eyes and becomes a blind man. And then he writes very nice verses also later on. The time where Bilvamangal Thakur was doing serious sadhana, dedicated sadhana, and had got the name Leela Sukh was in Guruvayur Temple. And there are many other pastimes of Bilvamangal related to this. What to speak of Bilvamangal Thakur, even the descendants, direct descendants of Lord Krishna, of the Pandavas, that is Janma Jaya, son of King Parikshit. When Takshaka came and bit the already left body of Maharaj Parikshit, the Janma Jaya, the son of Maharaj Parikshit, became so angry that he decided to do a yajna where all the serpents will be killed. He, being a Kshatriya, became very angry. And many of the serpents were killed also. So an entire species was getting destroyed. So at that time, Lord Brahma intervenes and he says, please stop this. So then he gives up the anger. But later on, his ministers, they tell him that, see, it is a sinful activity which you have done. You need to atone for this sin. As this discussion was going on, Janma Jaya, the descendant of Maharaj Parikshit, developed leprosy. His fingers started curling back. He started getting some skin diseases in his body, white spots all over. So then everybody told him, you should go to Guruvayur Temple and do the Prayaschit. So then he asked, what is the Prayaschit? He said, simply hearing about Krishna is the Prayaschit. There is no other Prayaschit. So Janma Jaya, after Maharaj Parikshit, who is Janma Jaya? The leader of the whole world, the king of the whole world, came and sat here for months together. He never used to miss any arti, and he used to eat only the prasadam which was given, offered to the Lord and given to him. Hare Krishna. So in that way, he spent many months in this Guruvayur temple. Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Krishna ki, Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So daily after the Mangala Arati and after chanting his 16 rounds, he used to sit in the Guruvayur temple and hear the Bhagavatam class. So one day, the speaker of the Bhagavatam class started speaking about his ancestors. He was speaking about the Pandavas, then he started speaking about Bhima. And he was glorifying this. Bhima was so strong that in the Mahabharat war, Duryodhan sent some thousands of elephants towards him. And Bhima used to slap some elephant, punch some elephant. They used to die. And some elephants he had thrown up in the sky like this. And he threw them so high that they are still about to fall down. So when Janjaya heard this, he thought that this Bhagavatam speaker is going in ecstasy. He kuch bhi bol raha hai. He is just exaggerating things. He got this doubt in his mind. As soon as he got the doubt in his mind, at that time only one big elephant fell down in front of him. And then he realized that a person should not doubt the words of a sincere follower of the Guru Parampara. Srila Prabhupada writes in his Bhagavatam that a pure devotee is an emblem of all knowledge. In the Lilamrit, many things which Srila Prabhupada has said is almost like nobody knows but he knows, that kind of pastimes he has shown. So these are, and then after staying in the Guruvayur Temple only, he got fully cured after attending strict morning program, after taking darshan of all the artis, accepting prasadam, hearing Bhagavatam class. Sthane sthitah shruti gatam tanuvan manobi. He just remained where he is and started hearing. And then he solved all his problems which were an obstacle in the path of his service, health problems, etc., etc., etc. And then he again went back to Hastinapur and resumed his seva. So these are some of the pastimes which I know of. However, talking about the activity which our Janma Jaya has done, Shravanam, is the prime activity of our life also. Have you noticed that sometimes when devotees, they start chanting, or when the katha starts, immediately they doze off to sleep? Have you noticed that? Have you experienced that? Are you experiencing that? What do you think is the reason of that? What do you think is the reason? Even when Prabhupada would give class, there is a lecture of Prabhupada where he's scolding. At 1 minute you can surrender to Krishna. Have you not read the Bhagavad Gita? Immediately you can do that. Like that he's scolding. When he's scolding, at that time also people are hearing and sleeping. So why this happens? Why is it so? When it is mentioned that when the great devotees of the Lord, when they used to faint in Chaitanya Charitamrita out of ecstasy or out of devotion, when people used to chant Hare Krishna in their ears, they used to wake up. When Srimati Radharani is in deep ecstasy, separation, when somebody says Krishna in her ears, she wakes up. Why is our situation that whenever we say Krishna, we go off to sleep? Or whenever anybody else starts speaking about Krishna, everybody surrenders to Krishna? Why does this happen? This happens primarily because of 3 reasons. Number 1, when the mind becomes peaceful, it feels sleepy. Because all the time, the mind of a Kali Yuga living entity is hankering for something or lamenting for something. So when they come in the ambience of Harinam or Harikatha or Hari Leela, they feel some shelter. Like you see, so much sheltered. So when they feel shelter, it is natural to just relax a little bit. This is the biological reason or the subtle reason why this happens. It is also mentioned in the Patanjali Yoga Sutras that when somebody sits in Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, when they begin the process of Pratyahara, that means when they start withdrawing their senses from the sense objects to focus on the master of senses, that is Rishikesha, for some time sleep will come. But we are not supposed to stop at that stage. We have to go to the stage of Dharana, intense meditation where sleep is also not an obstacle. But the major reason why this happens, Syat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitaptya Vidya Pittopatapta Rasanasya Rochika. Because primarily we don't have taste in the holy name, and we don't have taste in the name, form, qualities and pastimes of the Lord. And this is the reason we all misused our free will and then ended up falling in avidya, and now we are in the material world. So this is the problem. But Rupa Goswami says that the solution to this problem of distaste or lack of taste is continue doing this process. He gives the example of a sugar candy. When you have jaundice, your liver is affected, your tongue is affected. When you suck that candy, you don't feel it sweet. But the solution is that you go on sucking that candy, and because of taking in that sugar candy, your disease will be cured, and one day you will start feeling that sweet, and your disease will be destroyed at the root. It will not come back again. So the solution of this situation is go on hearing Hari Katha. Don't walk out of the class. बहुत नींद आ रहा है, जा रहे हैं, रूम में जाके सो जाते हैं. No. I'm not getting any taste in chanting today, I'll not chant only. No. Srila Prabhupada says that the first step to control the mind is to ignore the mind. So when we don't get taste in chanting, we should chant more. So let's continue this process of Shravanam. We are all struggling. After all, we are all sages of Kali Yuga. Due to some great piety, we have taken birth in Kali Yuga. So we have to continue this process. We should not be embarrassed by it. It is natural, it is according to the Yoga Sutras, it happens. But we have to come to the stage of Dharana, Dhyan and Samadhi. Samadhi means when you start chanting Hare Krishna, your mind does not go anywhere else. You can't think of anything else. Just like when you see an India-Pakistan cricket match. Can you think of anything else? I'm just giving a bad example. The real examples all of us know in our heart, which I'm not giving. So absorption in Krishna consciousness comes by practice and by sincerity. Kintva adarad, with great respect, we have to chant every day. With great respect, we have to cultivate this habit of Shravanam. Now, how do you show respect to the process of Shravanam? What are the ways in which you can show? My friend is smiling at me there. His Grace Radhikanath Prabhu, Hare Krishna. So how do you show respect to this process of Shravanam? What are the ways in which you at your level can do it? How do you show respect? If you will give me some hints, then we can discuss it. Sorry? By trying to understand. Very important. Respect can be shown by trying to understand and then applying it also. It is not that from last 10,000 years I have heard Narad Muni every day speaking Bhagavatam, but I did not apply it only. This is the difference between Gyan and Vigyan. I have a lot of Gyan, but no experienced knowledge, no Vigyan, no application. So by applying it, any other way, we can show respect to Shravanam, to the process of Shravanam. You know, he's saying by trying to understand it. I have a reference here where Srila Prabhupada is saying, even if you don't understand, no problem. When Srila Prabhupada was touring in the European countries where English is not the major language, he used to give class in English only. And just like translation is happening, translation would happen. And that time also the translator would say, I'm not able to translate because of your heavy Bengali accent. They used to tell him. So Prabhupada would say, no problem, even if they don't understand, let them sit here. That is respect. Simply by being respectful to the process of Hari Katha and Hari Kirtan, one advances in Krishna consciousness. Once Srila Prabhupada was having a morning walk, and then there was an old lady who came to Srila Prabhupada and she just wished Prabhupada good morning. Srila Prabhupada also said good morning. So the devotees asked Prabhupada, she is an ignorant person, she is saying good morning. Why are you not saying Hare Krishna? You are a pure devotee. From your mouth, if they will hear Krishna's name, they will be delivered. Srila Prabhupada said that if I also respond good morning to her, then she will be encouraged to say good morning to all saintly people. Because Hare Krishna she will not understand. But if I also say good morning, next time when she again sees a saintly person, she will again say good morning. This is respect. So simply by being respectful to saintly people, she will advance in Krishna consciousness. So these are some of the subtle things. So how to give respect to Shravanam? Suppose I am a very fallen conditioned soul. I am not able to apply whatever I hear. What should I do? It happens, right? We are hearing something where Srila Prabhupada is saying some instruction in one of his lectures, and we hear it and we feel in this life I cannot apply it. So what to do? Go on hearing. And hearing is most powerful in the association of devotees. When we sit with devotees and we hear like this, that is the most powerful hearing. Satsang is very important. How to do satsang? By coming yatras every once a month. What is the regular way of satsang? Sorry? Sunday feast. What is that? वो क्या होता है? Attending Mangal Aarti, Bhakti Vriksha. Srila Prabhupada says that we have simply opened hundreds of centers all around the world so that people can come, sit and hear and take prasad. That's all. That is the only reason. We are also, we all Bangalore, devotees in Bangalore, we have got a transcendental instruction that we should have many centers and many temples. Why? So that devotees can come, sit, hear and have prasadam and become Krishna conscious. Simply by hearing. That is why in the shloka where Prahlad Maharaj is mentioning, he says Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnuhu. First he says Shravanam. First hearing. So hearing is the most important anga of bhakti. When we hear about Krishna, then we will chant the holy name of Krishna. And when we are chanting the holy name of Krishna, that time also we have to do Shravan, we have to hear. So Shravanam is very important. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada started this culture of Sunday love feast, and then later on this culture of Bhakti Vriksha was started only to encourage Shravanam. No other reason. In fact, we have come to this yatra exclusively only to do Shravanam only. The Shravanam sometimes when we do in our homes or in Bangalore is often distracted. We are doing some Shravanam, call comes. We are doing some Shravanam. That car which is parked outside, car number 4710. So many disturbances will keep coming. But you see here, there is no disturbance. Exclusive Shravanam. Nobody is saying that elephant number 761 from Elephant Sanctuary has come, please remove him. So getting an environment where we can do exclusive Shravanam is a gift from Krishna, is a mercy of Krishna. I have seen this quality very prominent quality in all the devotees who are very absorbed in Krishna consciousness. There was a time when during the COVID, some inconceivable plan of Lord Chaitanya happened, and preaching expanded like anything. Everybody was on Zoom. Whole day, morning Zoom, afternoon Zoom, evening Zoom. But then the plan changed also after that. COVID went away. But people didn't come back from Zoom. They took Kshetra Sannyas in Zoom and YouTube. You know, one of the major advantages of sitting with devotees and doing Shravanam is you get prasadam, which you'll not get on Zoom, which you'll not get on YouTube. And second thing is, when we meet devotees, we get hope that here is a spirit soul trying to please Krishna and struggling also in this material world. I should also struggle. When we meet a devotee who has struggled more than me, therefore more advanced than me, we feel inspired that someday I will also serve Krishna like this. For the purpose of inspiration, for the purpose of maintenance of our bhakti, it is important to meet devotees. So these online classes, they are not as much nourishment as physical association. Please take note of this. In physical association, you will get more inspiration to progress in bhakti. So given an opportunity, always take shelter of physical association over online medium or online classes. How will we learn the art of humility if we do not associate with devotees and learn the art of sacrificing our opinions in the line of service to Srila Prabhupada? How will that happen? It will not happen. Even in this yatra, there are so many instances where one will feel, I have been inconvenienced. I didn't get that Mahaprasad. That devotee could have talked in a better way to me. Just because he is the morning wake-up call in charge, what does he think of himself? He'll come and knock at my door at 3:30. And can he not knock softly? Why is knocking like this dum? Why is he considering the door as my head and beating it? So these kind of thoughts will come. So there is sufficient opportunity even in this yatra to be humbled. Now this cannot happen on YouTube. See, this is being transmitted on YouTube. But if somebody is hearing on YouTube, they will not get that. So therefore, I want to emphasize on this point. See, I am sitting with some Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Krishna ki jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra ki jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, I am sitting here with some 20-30 quotations from Nectar of Devotion, from Bhagavatam, from Bhagavad Gita, from Ishopanishad, where Srila Prabhupada is again and again highlighting this importance of Shravanam in the association of devotees. There are various ways in which you will measure your degree of advancement in Krishna consciousness. One of the ways is eagerness to do Shravanam. Shravanam also means reading Prabhupada books. That is also a part of Shravanam. The more eager I am to do prayerful reading and prayerful Shravanam. What is prayerful reading? Sometimes devotees read to become a scholar. I have read this. Now I am able to think of this point from this angle, from that angle. I have heard this. Now I am able to present more stronger logical reasoning, this, that. No. Prayerful means give up the academic pursuit first. We are here to just absorb the transcendental sound vibration. Whatever Srila Prabhupada has written in his purports, I will just read, not with a desire to retain it. Of course, if you retain it is good, but not the primary desire to retain it and become a scholar. I am reading it so that it just goes and changes my heart. हृदय परिवर्तन के लिए मैं श्रवणम कर रहा हूँ. हृदय परिवर्तन के लिए मैं स्वाध्याय कर रहा हूँ. I am doing this personal study and Shravanam for a change of heart, so that I should feel that the lust, anger and greed in my heart is reducing. In the mood of Sri Rangam Brahmana, who didn't even know how to read the Bhagavad Gita, but he was doing it. Why? Because Guru has ordered, and by following the instructions of Guru, my heart will change. That is called prayerful Shravanam and prayerful reading. This has to be done properly. And the best way to do it is in the association of devotees. Srila Prabhupada explains from Padma Purana in the Nectar of Devotion that when a snake has bitten a man, for a long time the man will lie down in a coma state. Depends on which snake has bitten also. If the snake is a viper snake or if a king cobra snake, then there is no coma, there is directly Yamloka. But he is giving an example that when a snake bites you, you remain in a coma state for a long time. Then by the power of mantras or by the power of herbs, you can be brought back to consciousness. A living entity who has misused their free will, as a result of which has come in the material world and has been covered by avidya, is like that person who has been bitten by a snake. And how to awaken this person? Only by the process of Shravanam. Go on hearing. Sthane sthitah Shrutigatam tanuvan manobhihi. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, just continue that. No need to give up anything, no need to stop doing anything. Just continue hearing about Krishna. And one day we will wake up from this Sushupta Avastha, we will understand who we are, and we will get that Sambandha Gyan to serve Krishna. For this purpose only, Srila Prabhupada has made this temple also, so that we can all come here and sit and engage in Shravanam. There is no other purpose. Now, we have to be little conscious about it, be little serious about it. What are some of the excuses which we can give for not doing Shravanam? We discussed what are the ways of being respectful to Shravanam. What are some of the excuses which my mind will give that I should not do this Shravanam? Laziness. It is better to hear the commentary of Harsha Bhogle. Many people don't know who is he. In my times, excellent cricket commentator. It is better to hear the commentary of maybe some politician or what Modi said or what the Foreign Minister of India said or what the Chief Minister of Andhra said. But don't hear Bhagavatam. Any other reason? Give me some practical reasons. These are very philosophical reasons. Give me the real reason which is there why we don't want to do Shravanam. Sorry? Giving priority to other things. Sometimes we feel, let me finish this work, let me take care of this, let me take care of that. And then when everything in the world I have finished, then I will pick up my Japmala. And then after that, if time permits, I will hear something. Yes, very practical reason actually. Yes.
I have a prolonged office meeting where I have to listen to the lecture of my boss.
You have a prolonged office meeting and then you have to hear the lecture of your boss. That is why you are not able to do proper Shravanam. This is your reason. Wow. I don't think anybody else has this reason. They are saying this is the main reason why Shravanam is not happening. Why Parikshit, I think if Parikshit Maharaj also gets this, no? His 7 days and 7 nights of Shravanam will become a 30-second short. And then he'll also say to Shukdev Goswami, can you please tell the Bhagavatam in 30 seconds, please? Thoda scroll karna hai mere ko. First canto done, second canto done, third canto done. Takshak is like, I have not yet come. How come you finished Bhagavatam? Yes. Somebody, Viraj Prabhu just commented that today we have the glorious opportunity of digital detox. When we are standing in the queue, we will spend some time alone with Krishna in the association of devotees. So we should try to think, say there are various reasons. In different circumstances, different reasons would be given. Sometimes we say, when we sit in a Bhagavad Gita class, we say enough of Bhagavad Gita. I am bored of Bhagavad Gita. Now I want to hear Chaitanya Charitamrita. Or now I want to hear the Ras Leela or the 10th canto of Bhagavatam. I don't want to hear Bhagavad Gita. This we should not do. I actually met a devotee like this. He was doing Bhakti Shastri. And he was saying, I don't want to come to this ISKCON center. Just basics of Bhagavad Gita are being discussed. I'm a Bhakti Shastri student. What do you think is his situation in Krishna consciousness, who makes such a statement? That I am a Bhakti Shastri student, I have studied Bhagavad Gita, Ishopanishad, Nectar of Devotion and Nectar of Instruction very nicely. I don't want to attend this introductory Bhagavad Gita sessions. What do you think is the situation of such a student? Has he understood what Prabhupada has said? This is the main problem. I wanted to come to this point only. We have no interest. The moment I hear, somebody is discussing Putana Uddhar, mind gets switched off. I have already heard this. The moment somebody talks about 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita or Chatushloki of Bhagavad Gita, I have already heard this. I have already heard it. This is the sign that we have not heard it. Whenever this happens, we should self-assess. Sometimes we feel, this person will only speak from Bhagavad Gita. Let me not attend her classes, or let me not attend his classes. Or this person only speaks from Prabhupada's purports or Bhagavatam. I want to hear from different sources. This is a sign that we are not spiritually advanced. I'll recite one pastime and I will end today's discussion. In one of the temples in Texas, one of the devotees was giving a class on this verse, Matchitta Madgata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam Kathyantam Chamam Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha Kathyantas Chamam Nityam. So most of the devotees were sitting, but one very senior Prabhupada disciple was not sitting there. Class went on. After the discussion was over, a senior Prabhupada disciple came and apologized to the speaker, who was a grand disciple of Prabhupada, that I'm sorry, I could not attend today's Bhagavad Gita class because I had the seva of cleaning the dustbin. So the speaker with genuine humility said, you are a Prabhupada disciple, you must have heard this class from Prabhupada only. Why you want to hear this? You know this verse very well and you have understood and practiced it. Without taking the name of that Prabhupada disciple commented that if I had actually understood and practiced this verse, I would have been sitting in the class here. Not that I will, Srila Prabhupada used to criticize often. Of course, once in a while it's okay, but if somebody makes it a habit that during class only I will go and do some other seva, he used to call it as Ugra Karma. He used to scold very badly. The only thing which we as disciples are supposed to do is to sit down and hear from the Guru. And due to whatever earth-shattering reason, if we are finding it difficult to do, then we should assess where we stand in spiritual life. Statements like I am a Bhakti Shastri, I should not attend the Bhagavad Gita classes anymore, means that your Bhakti Shastri is only a degree, no realizations. So therefore, I want to highlight this point because as an in charge of conducting the Shiksha in ISKCON Kannamangala and Hoskote, I have seen that this is our struggle area. We as a group of devotees, we are hesitant in doing Shravanam. And this is not just our problem, this problem is there in many temples. But I know some places, some temples of ISKCON, even abroad and even in India, are very, very particular about Shravanam. So somehow we have to come together and hear. Not only it will improve our personal relationships, but it will actually make us devotees. Please try your best. Set a small target. Once a month I should come in the temple, meet with all the devotees, have some Vaishnav-like discussions. Even when I inquire from someone, how are you, what's going on in your life, my intention is to somehow assist that devotee in Krishna consciousness. Tushyanti charamanti cha. Even when I meet privately someone, my intention is to inspire that devotee in Krishna consciousness. Because other than Lord Krishna, what should I talk? And if I am talking about my business or my job or my child or my health or my family or my whatever, ultimately that should conclude in Krishna consciousness. Okay, 10 minutes I discussed about the new car which I have purchased, but ultimately it should result in Krishna consciousness. This is not a quality which will emerge on its own, it has to be cultivated. And when we meet each other and when we hear, then only this will happen. So I am insisting that we should try to come more on such yatras where we meet together. I always quote my computer networks professor, Dr. T.N. Nagbhushan. He used to tell me that all of you should come regularly to the class, hear the lectures offered by the professors, and after the lecture you people should sit and discuss what you heard. In fact, he made a strong statement. He said half an hour lecture in computer networks should lead to 2 hours of discussion amongst the students. At that time I said, this old man is simply wasting our life and his life also. But when I translate it into the spiritual perspective, that is such a powerful statement. That is what everybody does. Brahma told Narada the whole Bhagavatam in few verses. First of all, Lord Krishna told Brahma only 4 verses. And then Brahma elaborated it to Narada. And Narada further elaborated it to Vyasa, who wrote 18,000 verses. This is our parampara. We have to hear and discuss. Hear and discuss. In my beginning days in Krishna consciousness, I was given an instruction that whenever you read something good or whenever you hear something which has inspired you, share it with at least one person. If I read something good, go and tell, hey, you know what, look at this verse I read. How nice. See this point. Hey, you know what, I heard something very nice. You know what, please, this is what I heard. That has helped me, that is still helping me. So that is only possible when I come together and do this. I can't do this alone. I can't do this alone. So I request all devotees to take out time for doing exclusive Shravanam. Come on such yatras more and more. Sit with each other. Try to assist each other in Krishna consciousness by hearing each other out. and culminating into discussions of Krishna. Similarly, please come regularly to the Bhakti Vrikshas. When I get the reports of the Bhakti Vrikshas, mostly people have some reason of not coming. This week this has happened, that week that has happened, this week this has happened, and that week that. It is like saying I am on an ocean beach, at 9:10 one wave came, at 9:12 another wave came, at 9:15 another wave came, at 9:25 another wave came. Waves are coming in this material world, kuch na kuch to hota rahega. Why to stop bhakti? Similarly in Sunday feast, we sometimes feel that like आज प्रसादम बनाना चाहिए कि नहीं बनाना चाहिए. Out of frustration, sometimes I tried this. I posted the prasadam menu also. कि इसको देख के लोग आएंगे. But didn't work out. I'm just sharing what has personally helped me in my Krishna consciousness. Sitting with devotees and reading Prabhupada's books, sitting with devotees and hearing Harikatha, that is the source of all advancement. You know what happens when you sit with devotees and perform bhajan or do devotional service? The weakness of the heart goes away. We all have some weakness in our heart. We want to give up some non-devotional habit, but due to past anarthas and past samskaras and weakness of the heart, we are not able to do it. Have all of you experienced this? That you want to give up something, but due to weakness of heart, you are not able to give up. Weakness of heart means you know it is bad for you, but you are still attached to it. Have you experienced this? So when we sit in the association of devotees and hear, this weakness of heart goes away. What more do we want? So I insist, please do more Shravanam. Do more reading in the association of devotees. And then we will see the path back to Godhead will not be so difficult. However, if this single thing doesn't happen, if we don't want to come into the temple or we don't want to come to the Bhakti Vrikshas, if we don't want to hear, then it's very difficult. So I just, in this holy dham of Guruvayur, I wanted to highlight this point, that we have come here to do Shravan. And for whatever reason our heart is not inclined towards Shravanam, give up that reason. Please give up that reason. The problem is in the mind basically. It gives us reasons not to do Shravanam. So this is what I sincerely wanted to communicate in the first sitting only. Today we will take the divine darshan of Sri Guruvayurappan. I've heard from my seniors that this is the same form of the Lord which was shown to Devaki and Vasudev when he appeared in the Karagrih or when he appeared in the jail. A baby form of Krishna but with 4 hands. It is the same 4-handed form. The complete transcendental form of the Lord. There is nothing missing in this form. And why do you think he showed this form to Devaki and Vasudev? Just to prove that I am God? That is the primary reason. But the main reason is he wanted to give comfort to Devaki and Vasudev. Hey, don't worry, Kamsa cannot kill me. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. Krishna descends just to satisfy his devotees. So this form of the Lord had been taken to give satisfaction to the devotees, to give eternal peace to the devotees. So we are going to see that form today. And we have done some Shravanam about the glories of Guruvayurappan also. We'll try to have this practice before we go for darshan. We will try to become spiritually awake by doing Shravanam related to that, so that when we go there, we will not be spiritually sleeping. When you go for darshan in the morning, you are allowed to go at least 15 feet more closer to the deity, so that from your material eyes you can see the deity properly. But in the evening, you are 15 feet away only. Sometimes the shringar is such that कुछ समझ में भी नहीं आता है. What to do? So what is real darshan? Real darshan is prayer. Real darshan is to understand that until the Lord reveals Himself to me, there is nothing which I can do. I can do some eye exercise. Today the butter was kept on the right hand side, and today the peacock feather was not on the right but on the left hand side. Green color was used. All that eye exercise I can do. But real darshan means Swami kritarthosmeham varam nayache. When Dhruva got darshan, he lost taste for material sense gratification and material desires. That is real darshan. So we have to go in front of the Lord today and pray to Him that, my dear Lord, this hankering and lamentation is killing me so much that I am not able to do Shravanam. I am not able to actually associate with devotees. I am not able to give priority to my devotional service also. Please. Just like you tore apart the chest of Hiranyakashipu, please vanquish all the demon-like desires, demon-like material desires in the core of my heart. Kindly be pleased upon me. I cannot see you. I am blind, spiritually blind. I can't see you. But you can see me, no? You can glance at me. Please cast your sidelong glance upon me and purify me. I have come here to get purified. The aim of my life is to purify my heart, so that at least once in my life I can serve you with love and devotion by surrendering my enviousness at the lotus feet of the devotees. That is real darshan. Darshan of the Lord means Swamin kritarthosmeham varam nayache. I don't want anything else, my Lord. I have got your devotional service. This is darshan. If that is not happening, hundreds of tirthas we go. So therefore, let's pray in that mood. Let's enter with a feeling that I am unqualified first of all. Just because I had some money and I got the Tatkal ticket and I got the room and I got the prasadam, so I am here. Just because I could wake up after my afternoon nap, siesta, I am sitting in this bus and now I am coming. No, I am unqualified to come. I don't deserve to come here. But somehow I have come, and now without my spectacles I can't see you also. That is my situation. Even your material form I can't see. But you please reveal yourself to me. In that mood we will take darshan, and for all the time we will do Shravanam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. When we meet devotees for the first time, we tell them to chant. But all of you are senior devotees. For you, more important is to hear your chanting. So therefore Shravanam. If you will hear, then you will be able to chant more. So let's hear our japa, let's hear the holy name of Krishna. If time permits, purchase some subject matters of Shravanam also. And hear, chant. That is the theme of this yatra. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.